Hi, I'm Greg Acosta, editor of EngineLabs. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing for our LS5.0 project engine. If you haven't been following along, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a 5-liter LS. We'll be spinning it pretty hard. We're thinking about 8,000 RPM. And as such, we're going to need a couple really good parts. But we're trying to keep off-the-shelf parts in play here. So without any further ado, let's look at what we got for it. Alright, so the first thing is from Melling. Okay, Melling. You obviously automatically know what it is. But you also know that Melling makes pretty much every kind of oil pump you can imagine for the LS, right? So we went with a 10295. And I'm not even going to pretend like I picked that because I know exactly what I wanted. I called up Kale at Melling's Tech Line, and I said, this is what I want to do, and I would like to know which one is right. And so he told me. Yeah, it was as simple as that. Because they do have standard volume, high volume, standard pressure, high pressure, low pressure, I mean, anything you want. But obviously there it is. That is a gorgeous gerotor pump. I know not anything super special, but it's special because it's mine. So that's that. And then, okay, obviously Manly. We're going to go with Manly. And most of you know Manly for their valve trains, but they also make a really badass line of connecting rods. For our particular application, pardon me, boxing away, we went with, where's the label so you can see what it is? Okay, we went with, these are actually rods for a tall deck block, but we're not using a tall deck block. We're using a 4.8 liter block. Now the standard 4.8 liter engines come with longer rods than the 5.3 so that they can use the same piston. Using that same logic, we ordered the longer rods because even though these are 6.300 rods, which are longer than the 6.125, 6.125 rods are 0.25 longer than stock. These are 0.25 longer than stock. So it all kind of works out. And you'll see with the pistons, I'm sure you can figure out that's a box of pistons, why we went with a longer rod. But, okay, so obviously these are all weight matched to within, let's see, high to low looks about 2 grams, gram and a half. Yeah, gram and a half. It's got big end, little end weights to help with the balancing. And let's look at one of these rods. Now, these aren't anything hyper fancy. They are the standard forged 4340 steel H-beams, you know. So, nothing super special, you know, except for the length. I mean, they're good up to, what, 750 horsepower, I think Manly says. We will not be making near that because this will be just a naturally aspirated project. But, anyway, I mean, they've got ARP 2000 rod bolts. And mainly we needed heavy-duty rods for the RPM as opposed to the sheer power level. But when it gets into that kind of engine dynamic, obviously better is good. Good is better. Is that redundant? Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So we need good stuff. We can't just slap, you know, a stock rod in. Although the Gen 4 rods, because that's a Gen 4 block, the Gen 4 rods are pretty good. So we maybe could have. I saved the rods just in case we want to use them in another project. Alright, now, the Pistons, the piece de resistance. These things are from our friends, gonna cut myself there, at Diamond Racing. And man, I know these things are going to be automotive jewelry. Oh, there it is. Let's see if I can pull this out. Okay, this is getting embarrassing now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's an awful big box for 8 pistons. But, alright, let's see. If anything in this engine is bling, oh, it's these. Now, I'm not going to divulge all the specs on this. You'll have to read the article. I'm not going to give it all away. But I will. I don't know if you can see that. But look at how thin those piston ring grooves are. Look at that. These are, ooh, look at that. Look at that ever so slight dome. A little bit of compression maybe? Yeah, these are for a 858 bore, which is how we got 5 liters out of a 4.8 block. That's not quite an LS1 bore, but it's bigger than the stock 4.6 bore. Let's see. I'm not going to give you any specs. No, you're gonna have to read the article. Sorry. So I'm not trying to, be rude, but not giving it all away yet. But all right. And then this is actually a really cool deal. Obviously ATI. So can you see ATI? Yeah. So it's a balancer. It's one of their super dampers. Not even gonna pretend to trick you on that. But what kind of balancer is what's really cool. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Since this is going to be a naturally aspirated, high winding LS engine, that sound familiar? Anybody? Like maybe a Copo Camaro? ATI is actually, hey, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that sticker before. ATI is actually OEM on the Copos, especially the 302, the 302 NA version. So when we called up JC over there, little 4-rib pulley action. We called up JC and we told him what we were doing and said, hey, I know you make something for the Copo. Would that be right for us? What is that? All right, here's the hub. And his answer was, absolutely. So, LS5.0 gets an awesome aluminum 7-inch Copo damper. And you can tell how light it is because I'm holding it fully outstretched and not shaking. SFI approved. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Like I said, we're going to be spinning it probably about 8,000 RPM. And trying to make coyote power. So power at 8,000 RPM, not just spinning it there to spin it. And in doing so, we're going to need high RPM parts like this. So keep watching EngineLabs for more content, especially LS 5.0 stuff, and we'll see you soon.